This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Ahead on 17 News at Noon, relief may be coming to your wallets. Overnight, the Biden administration releases 50 million barrels of oil to reduce the cost of gas, how that's impacting the overall economy. And terror in our streets. That's what Governor Newsom is calling the string of smash and grab trends across the state, what he's vowing to do this shopping season. The giving season is just getting started, and no one needs it more than our local blood bank. How you can save a life and cash in on your blood donation at the same time. Those stories and more on this Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. Well, thanks for joining us here at 17 News at Noon. I'm Chris Burton. We begin today as Americans feel the pinch from rising prices heading into the holidays. President Biden is betting that the economy is headed in the right direction. This morning, gas price relief as the White House announces a plan to ease sticker shock and tamp down rising prices. NBC's Chris Ballone is on Capitol Hill to explain.
Leaving the challenges of the pandemic and the economy behind for a bit, the President and First Lady paused to serve up Thanksgiving dinner and gratitude to troops and their families at Fort Bragg.
You are the very, very best. We owe you big. Thank you.
Earlier at the White House, the President was serving up economic stability.
I'm nominating Jerome Powell for a second term as chair of the Federal Reserve.
Backing a Federal Reserve chair originally nominated by President Donald Trump, betting that under Powell, the conditions are there for the economy quickly to reach full employment as the nation emerges from the pandemic.
And I believe Jay is the right person to see us through and finish that effort, while also addressing the threat of inflation that it poses to our families and to our economy.
Despite strong job and wage numbers, consumers are feeling a crunch, with gas prices soaring and consumer prices up too. In response, the White House announced this morning the president is releasing 50 million barrels of oil from the nation's Strategic Reserve to help lower gas prices. Officials say China, India, Japan, South Korea, and the United Kingdom plan similar releases. But despite current challenges, the CEO of the nation's largest retailer sees a good year ahead.
I think that we have a strong consumer, we have a strong economy. All the numbers reflect that. The employment numbers going up at a time when wages have risen, I think is a positive sign for the country in general.
A ray of hope in what's been a dark time for so many. President Biden will likely discuss this decision to release oil from the Strategic Reserve and how it will affect gas prices for American drivers when he talks about the economy during a scheduled speech at the White House this afternoon. In Washington, Chris Ballone, NBC News.
Thanks, Chris. And just hours after Biden's announcement, Kevin McCarthy sounding off on Twitter on what he called a crass political ploy. McCarthy claimed the release of oil would not fix any problems and called for a reinvestment in American energy production, tweeting in part, President Biden's decision to tap America's strategic reserves is not about a real solution to our energy crisis. It is a crass political ploy just ahead of Thanksgiving. And in your 17 Court Watch, Brandon Lawrence must wait another week to learn his fate. Judge Chad Louis postponing the sentencing hearing for Lawrence for the morning of November 30th. The ex-detentions deputy is accused of engaging in sex acts with inmates at Lerdo Jail. Lawrence has pled no context to the charges, claiming that the sex acts were consensual, but it's illegal for an officer working in a detention facility to engage in a sex act with an inmate under any circumstances. Overnight, another smash and grab, this time in Los Angeles, where people rushed into a Nordstrom and robbed the store. This comes as Governor Gavin Newsom yesterday responded to a similar crime in the Bay Area over the weekend, saying his administration is taking action immediately. The governor says you can expect to see more police presence in and around shopping areas during the holidays.
Look, I have no sympathy, no empathy whatsoever. People smashing and grabbing, stealing people's items, creating havoc and terror on our streets, none.
The mayhem began over the weekend in Walnut Creek, where investigators say a mass robbery involved 80 people looting a Nordstrom. State officials say as this trend continues to rise, law enforcement, retailers, and local leaders must come together on solutions, including potentially strengthening the laws against organized retail crime. 17 News checked in with local police about this kind of organized retail theft to see if it's something that's happening here at home. Bakersfield police say they meet regularly with local retailers to help them better protect their inventory from thieves. Police say shop owners and employees are legally allowed to make citizens' arrests, either inside or outside a store, but they do advise against physically engaging with thieves.
Specifically for flash mobs, we never encourage people to get physical with especially a large group, and I think the recent example up north was 80 people. That's something that's very difficult to combat, but Bakersfield isn't San Francisco. We have a very engaged community.
As for using guns to protect stores, know that self-defense laws are for people, not property. Your best bet, limit the number of easily available store exits, make sure shoppers know they're being watched, and be prepared to call 911 at the first sign of potential trouble.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
Back now with your 17 Health Watch. Houchin Community Blood Bank is once again putting out the call for blood donations, saying local hospitals are in critical need. They're asking for all blood types, but platelets and O-type blood supplies are running the lowest. To donate, you can call 323-4222 or visit hcbb.com. And one of the ways Houchin is incentivizing those much-needed blood, plasma, and platelet donations, the return of the Black Friday Mystery Boxes giveaway event with a chance to win $500. Lasting through Saturday, anyone who donates can choose a box that contains a gift card, possibly up to that $500 top prize. Again, for more information or schedule appointment, head to hcbb.com. And coronavirus cases continue to decline in Kern County ahead of the holidays, which is great news, although we're still learning of the deadly toll that this third surge had on our county. Today we learned another 274 people have been infected with the coronavirus. The results of these tests came in over the weekend. We also learned of another 5 deaths. That means at least 1,769 people have died from the virus since the beginning of the pandemic. But hospitalizations continue to drop. The latest state data showing 154 were hospitalized due to the virus and 27 are in the ICU. And our local health department is reminding the public about the Centers for Disease Control's move to approve booster shots for all adults. Kern Public Health says there's plenty of shots to go around, and anyone 18 or older who has waited 6 months since their last COVID-19 vaccine is now eligible for the booster. In addition, the state's website, where you can find and schedule vaccine appointments, has been updated to reflect these changes. As always, just head to myturn.ca.gov to find your nearest vaccination site. Well, one of the cuddliest hockey traditions is coming back to Condors games. The 23rd annual Teddy Bear Toss will be held this Saturday, with the Condors taking on the San Diego Gulls at 7 p.m. at Mechanics Bank Arena. When the Condors score their first goal, fans get the opportunity to throw teddy bears onto the ice. For a good cause, of course, the bears go to local organizations who serve children in Kern County.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.